Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. As you can see here, I have a little bit of a full house. Need to move some things around. This thing back here is another. Let me move it out front and I'll talk about all of these in here in a second. So what we've got here, after the last car that I worked on, I went out to the junkyard again briefly just to take a quick look around, and I found these two cars in the junkyard. This, of course, is a Dodge Viper GTS, and this gray is the factory color. I added the red stripes just to give it a little bit more interest, but it's done. And in the same junkyard, I found this Dodge Challenger Hellcat, and it is also done. This blue is, once again, the factory color. I did add the Hellcat graphic to give it some more visual interest. But it's finished, as you can see here, just like the Viper is finished. So both of these are going to go now to make some room. And this one is going to be about 370, almost 380. Yeah, $379,000, almost $380,000 for that car. And the Viper is more valuable. It's $495,000 for this car. So that can go. And this one over here is a Maserati Quattroporte. This one is now completely finished, but I've left it here as kind of an object. I left it here as kind of an object example, since this one over here is also a Quattroporte, and I've been wanting to do one of these cars, but it just hadn't found one yet. So I found that one, and then I found this one. And I decided, well, I found this one a day or two after I found that one. So that gave me a convenient opportunity to have a car to work on. So let's go ahead and get to work on this one. And of course, it'll come out looking something like that one over there. The color on that car was not that kind of. It's kind of a burgundy now. I had to change the factory color because the factory color was terrible. The ABS module in this thing is tucked beneath the battery. Took me a while to spot it the first time I worked on one of these. For a second there, I lost track of what I was looking for. Almost bought the wrong base. That would not have been helpful at all. I actually think it's radiator fan housing B, but I'm not sure. I could look. See, it's not. And the engine in this car is interesting. It's a V8, but it builds out in a unique kind of way, and it's kind of terrifying. Let's see, I need to move this thing so we can clean it up. Put it over here. There. Now we're not risking tetanus just by walking next to the car. It's kind of neat, you know, have the interior all done with the doors off. You can sort of see things even better. The navigation system thinks it's in Palermo, I notice. That's interesting. I have to get out and buy plates before I get much further away from that bumper. And it always kind of amuses me when you do a car that has 4 doors. They have like there's like an additional 4 parts, sometimes more, over a 2-door car. Since there's a door and a window and a body window sometimes, not always, but a lot of times there's a body window that goes either next to the rear door or the front door. Those other ones, like the Hellcat and the Viper, they just had, you know, door window, front window, back window, and that was it. That should be 100% body. And then we need like everything here. Okay, we don't have front pipe V8B here. Yeah, pipe B V8, but that's not the same. So we have to get pipe V8B, and that's this one. Okay. That should be good starting place. Go ahead and paint it now. I guess that's supposed to be silver, but it looks gray in here. It looks more like primer gray than silver, even with a metallic finish. I may have to rethink that. I'll leave it like that for now. Okay, I think that the wheels are all the same size. 245, 40, 20. Yeah, they are. And I pulled all the brakes off so that I can just flush all of these parts and get new ones. When a car has disc brakes all the way around, it's easy to remember which parts are which. Let's see, I'm going to dismount all these tires and try to repair these rims. Also going to put racing tires on it because the engine is going to be significantly more powerful. 12% on that wheel. %. Wow. I think one of these wheels we'll be able to get for sure. The two of them are problematic and one of them probably not. Yep, just one. So I need 3 Quattroporte 20s. And those tires are 245, 40, 20. $3,228 for 4 tires. And it looks like I matched the tire size, so perfect. We're good to go there. And I didn't do anything with the wheels on this car, but I'm gonna do it with these, just so I can compare and contrast them. I have a feeling I painted the same rim like... No? Maybe not. Yeah, I was thinking I had probably painted the same rim at least a couple of times. Perfect. Looks like I actually got it right. Okay, now we get going on the big stuff here. I wish when you did the drive shaft that it wouldn't pull the camera out. I mean, I know why it does it. It pulls the camera out so that it can see both ends of the drive shaft at once. But that's not really necessary. It'd be better if it like focused on one end, and then when you finished pulling those bolts off, it automatically switched to the other end instead of pulling it way out and you have to click on those little tiny yellow dots. Okay. So now we can process our way through these parts. That was rear sway bar B. I was paying attention for once. And that is 8 of each bushing. Rear sway bar B and 2 sway end links. There were hub bearings and wheel hub 3. Not sure which rear wheel hub it was. Rear wheel hub, okay. And what I have been doing lately is just buying It's 2 of each rear suspension arm for 8 suspension arms, and the rear wheel drive cross member. Lately I have been just buying them. Because it always seems like I end up repairing about half of them. And then it's going back and forth trying to figure out exactly which ones I don't need and don't need. Let's see, the gearbox stuff I need to replace. That drive shaft probably as well. No, no, no. That does not come from this store. And I love this. You hit gearbox, boom, there they are. Clutch parts. You wouldn't believe how long it took me to figure that out, too. What does that take us down to? The shocks. All of this stuff needs to go. Rear shock A. Yeah, 2 of those. Basically 2 of everything. Rear knuckle housing A. I'm just going to buy those. I think one of them was red. They're both red anyway. The gearbox, the old gearboxes, I always try to repair, just because if you can't repair them, you're basically just selling it for scrap value. And if you can repair it, you can get like $750. I'd rather do that than just toss it out the door for $50. But we repaired those drive axles, which kind of surprises me. I always recommend putting in these bushings first. The last couple of cars that I have built, I finished them up, checked the status board, and I was at like 98%. And I would go through the listing, and it was a bushing. And it was invariably one of the ones in the top of the cross member, either the rear or the front. And it's a little bit maddening when I forget that, so I always recommend doing those first to get them out of the way. Plus, for me at least, I find that I do things, it's more satisfying to me anyway, and everybody can play however they want, but it's more satisfying to me to do things in a systematic kind of way. It satisfies my sense of order, and it keeps my OCD under control. Put that other one in over there, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think that definitely looks nicer chromed out. In fact, I was looking at the cars that I have in my storage, the clean good cars that I built to keep in my own personal collection. And all of those were done before I really started fooling around with painting the wheels. I may have to start pulling them out and doing that on at least some of them. Like my own Aston Martin DB5 that I kept. The rims are not painted and it looks like it needs it. So I need to bring it in and pull the wheels off and paint the rims and put it all back together. That engine looks like it's just a block and a crankshaft. So we'll be building that one from the ground up pretty much. Yep, crankshaft and engine block, and that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and yank that engine block. And while we're at it, this car needs front shock absorber A, and as it happens I have a pair of them. I am actually not sure how I ended up making an extra pair of these, but I did. So I just stored them against being able to use them at some point, and here we are. Let's get the tie rods and the rack and the sway bar stuff. Sway link A because it is shock absorber A. Oh crud, I think it was front sway bar, I hope. I have the distinct feeling that there was something else I needed to get just there and I didn't. So I'm doing this, I'm putting this block on the stand by itself because it'll put the engine stand in the proper mode for the engine that I'm going to be building. Makes things a little bit easier to get it in there ahead of time. And it actually builds the same as a normal DOHC V8. So a lot of below the heads, it's pretty much the same as a regular DOHC V8. So it's pretty simple to get what you need ahead of time. I should have put water pump V8 because I need that one. because it builds out the same way from below the heads. Let's see, I'm forgetting something here. An alternator, power steering pump. I know it takes fuel rails. I think it's just the fuel rail DI. Let's see. I need these head covers. Oh, belts. Need serpentine belt A and B V8 and a belt tensioner. Oh, I remember what I was thinking about. Good old oil filter stuff. That should be darn near everything I need to build that engine. Of course, we'll find out here in a second. And I'm not done, am I? No, I'm not. Got myself sidetracked there. And I think we repaired like one lower suspension arm. Oh, we repaired the block. That surprised me. Crossmember F. I have to remember that. And lower. Okay, now I can start slotting things in. See, I did buy the correct sway bar there. I had a moment of panic. Couldn't remember if it was regular sway bar or sway bar B or what. And we have all the bushings in the crossmember. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that. Definitely looks. I mean, that doesn't look bad with just the plain metal. I would imagine that these are like anodized aluminum or something, at least powder coated maybe. But the chrome version of the same wheel, I think, does look better. I'm going to buy a starter now while I'm thinking about it. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I actually thought I bought pistons, but it just occurred to me that I didn't buy the heads or the camshafts. Or the cam gears, for that matter. Dang it. I was trying to get to the engine stand so I could turn it over. I kept clicking on the build silhouette. I see in here. Okay. Notice how the oil pan sticks out and forward here. You can see inside the oil pan through that slot. Just realized I don't have exhaust manifolds either. Can't remember if it just uses the exhaust manifold V8. No, it doesn't. It uses the turbo. And I'm pretty sure I bought those. For a second I was thinking, boy, I wonder if I even bought two of them. I know this is a twin turbo engine. Oh, I should have bought two throttles. I only bought one. Now this is a case where the performance exhaust, the performance manifold in this case, to me, is a visual downgrade from the stock one, because the stock one is red, and I like anything that's red. So the chrome one, to me, does not look anywhere near as nice as the red one, even though it has a 7.5% increase in horsepower. See how easily that goes together? I mean, once you memorize 2 roller A's, 5 roller B's, and a belt tensioner and serpentine belt A and B for this particular engine, it just goes together so quick. And since this particular DOHC V8 is used as a pattern for a lot of the V8 engines, it's really easy to remember, and it works for just about everything except for, well, the supercharged DOHC V8 uses a different belt, of course, because it has a supercharger. But other than that, like the V8, AKZ or AKX or whatever they are, they all build the same way. They just used like a different intake manifold. And that is actually done. That's all there is to it. It's the V8 power pack in this car is really nice and compact. Okay, rule number 1, put oil in the engine. Okay, and that should 100% the car. Yep, there she is. And now we'll go see what kind of a monster we have built. Starting at 530 horsepower. $1,180. So we have gained, let's see, 122% increase. Just doubling this would have been 560. No, I'm sorry, would have been 1,060. So we are 120 horsepower above, just times 2. It's crazy. I mean, the supercharged V8 does 1,300 horsepower. This isn't supercharged, but it's 1,100 and change. Move this over here. So we sat in it before I put the doors and stuff on it, and I mean, it always kind of interests me with these, because you can see here it has an automatic transmission. Park, reverse, neutral, drive, but we put in a clutch. We put in a clutch and a throw-out bearing and all that stuff. There's not even a clutch pedal in here. You can read that. Like if I turn the camera this way, it's almost like it focuses better on the nav system over there. Hilton Villa Igea, Palermo, Via Belmonte. Is that what that says? Something Palermo. Can't tell if that's Igea or Igea. What? Yeah, it looks like Igea. Igiea is what it looks like. Palermo is in Sicily, isn't it? Yeah. If I turn the camera this way, it actually gets further away. That's an interesting thing there. You can even see the clock with more detail. Alright, so, and both of these cars should actually be built out exactly the same way. 1,180. 1,180, they are. So let's take one for a drive here. Okay, we're back. Notice that the tachometer there in the corner is the Maserati tachometer. This still looks primer gray. Even though it's a metallic paint scheme, it still looks primer gray to me. I think it's supposed to be kind of a silver, but I don't know if I like it. I know I am not particularly fond of it, but I don't think I'm going to fool with repainting it. Okay. Let's go for a run here, see if we can keep it on the track. Oh, it really wants to go left. Oh, we're topping out at 199. Oh, there we go. 201. Zing! Spin, flip. Yeah. 201. That's not the fastest car I've ever built, but it's up there. I mean, I don't think the Paganis were much faster than that. Okay, we're back. So the car's completely finished. We've driven it. It does 200 miles an hour. So I think I would sell this car and then like run and hide. So let's see how much it's worth. 284.56. Wonder if the other car is worth the same. 284.56. Yeah, gonna be about the same amount of money for both. 11,791 and this one has less mileage on it than that one. Are these the same? 56915, 56915, 576. Yeah, they're identical. The price and the restoration bonus is identical for both of these. So let's get rid of them. 341. So we're going to get $682,000 on these two cars. And I think, since we have time, I'm going to go to the junkyard now and see if we can find anything else. Okay. This is a Luxor Bowen. Yep. Flammo. Look like a Lamborghini of some sort over there. This is a Diablo. I should go ahead and do a Diablo. I've had this mod like forever, and I think I did one of them a long time ago, and I haven't touched it since. I should go ahead and pick up one of these. It's only 51 grand. Whoops. And this is another Flammo. This isn't even the 6-cylinder one. This is a 4-cylinder one. This is a Salem? Yeah, this is a Salem fastback. This is another Castor Earthquake. Yeah, this is not the Earthquake Rex. This is just a Castor Earthquake. And that looks like a Panamera. No, another AMG. Yeah, with matte livery. I don't know what that looks like. I may just cosmetically do that one up so I can see what that matte livery is about. Is this the Reno Piccolo Ecotech. This is the second Ecotech type car I've found lately, and this has another i3 in it. And this also takes the turbocharged i3, like that Royale Bianco that I did. What are you? Another AMG. This is the second one. Not buying two of them. So that's it. That's all that's here. I guess we'll do the I'm gonna clean up that AMG and look at it. And we'll do the Diablo next time. I actually have a Porsche 911 Turbo that's in my parking. I need to pull out and get done so I can sell it. Okay, so we'll leave this here for now. I just want to I don't really want to do this car. I just want to see what that matte livery is about. I yank off all the body parts real quick and clean it up and then paint it and see. So what was that? Rear clamshell, C10 leather D, and what's steering wheel? Front clamshell. Okay, that's weird. Car, Mercedes, blah 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 blah. Okay, I think I can just grab the window, all the windows. Front clamshell steering wheel. I don't think that came up. Mercedes four-door car, Mercedes AMG, one word. And it was hood B. I guess I'll take that. That's really odd. Four-door bumper front 2. And that looks strange. That looks like the same bumper. Yeah, that looks pretty much the same to me. Oh no, that one has a stripe on it. And this one does not. So how do I find that? Car underscore? No. Front bumper B, okay. And there is no front bumper B. Something about this mod must be broken. So the doors are all door B. I have a couple of those doors, don't I? Right rear, left front. Left rear, right front. So I need the trunk and the mirrors. Trunk B. Looks like the mirrors are just one option. So rear clamshell, tail lights, none of those were like headlight or taillight B, right? Yeah. Looks like I bought some stuff I didn't need. the body condition is 95% because I can't replace that bumper. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, 98. So we're at 98% because of that stupid bumper. And front bumper B. So, like I said, I don't really want to do this car. I just wanted to see what that matte livery was about. Doesn't appear to be anything. Yeah, it looks like it's just part of the it's actually on the body parts. And if you paint the car in anything, well, let's see. Yeah, they show up here, but it's actually physically on the body part. I wonder if you like change the color to something else, do they still show up? Yeah, so that's all there is to that. Not as interesting as I thought it would be. It annoys me that I can't replace that bumper, though. Crud, did I buy a bunch of extra cams? Clearly I did. Okay, well, I have to decide what I have to decide if I want to finish this thing or not. I don't really, like I said, I only picked it up because I thought it might be interesting with that, whatever this matte livery meant. But it's not as interesting as I hoped it would be. Yeah, I have to decide if I want to finish it or just flush it out the door as it is, let somebody else finish it. Either way, we have the subject for our next project over there, and I want to get that Porsche 911 Turbo out because I definitely want to get that done. I don't know where it went. I've got spaces in some of these. That Reptilia, I need to finish and get rid of it. Where did you go? Porsche 911? Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where did you end up? Was there a space here? I think there was. That's it, right there. Yeah. Get that 911 Turbo done and sold. So, that'll go ahead and wrap this one up, since I've spent some time puttering around with other cars now. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope to see you again for our next Junkyard adventure. In which case, we will be working on the Diablo there. So, on that note, bye for now.